Welcome back to the Academy. What I want to talk to you about today is, again, triangles, but triangles as it pertains to Tesla, because I think there's something interesting going on with Tesla. Caught my eye, and I found it very interesting. I thought it's worth talking about. So let's have a look at the chart of Tesla, and I'll show you what I mean. So, right. This is the price action of Tesla going back to 2017. It's the higher here, wave one, wave two. In 2019, wave three was the high, 2021, says there. And then this was the this sort of sideways, choppy price action that we've seen since then, which looked like a triangle. But more interestingly, what's happening after that is what caught my eye. But nevertheless, firstly, let's have a look again at this triangle thing. Very important in my view. Triangles happen in wave B or in wave 4 of Elliott Wave. So here we have A, B, C, D, E. The other property about triangles is that more often than not, wave E of the triangle is normally a sharp move, and it is usually after there's been some news. And of course, this wave E happened on August the 5th. And for those that can remember what happened on August 5th, that was the day of the carry trade story. And a lot of stocks fell sharply on that day. So it kind of fits that it might be wave E of the triangle of wave 4. And of course, you remember in the last video I did on triangles, after a wave 4 triangle, there's usually a thrust out of that triangle, and you can measure using Elliott Wave techniques how much of a thrust out of the triangle there'll be. So let's do that. Firstly, you join wave B and wave D together. You go back to the origin of the triangle. That's your first point. You join wave C and wave A of the triangle, and that's your second point. And then you measure the distance, the height here. And that's what I did with this sort of purple line. That's sort of about right here, there or thereabouts. And you add it to the wave E, and then you get to here, and that roughly takes us to just below $900. So obviously, Tesla has caught my eye, to say the least. So what would that mean? Where are we now? So let's look beyond the triangle now and have a look at what's happening. So I'm moving from a weekly time frame to a daily time frame, and there you are back with this sort of wave 4 that I labeled at the time. And again, another property of Elliott Wave, wave 4s usually retrace between 38% and 23% of wave 3. And here, 23.6%, pretty precise, and bang on. Wave 4 retraced very roughly 23.6% retracement of prior wave 3. So it kind of fits that it was, this is the end of wave 4. So anyway, what am I looking for after that? I'm looking for 5 waves. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. And I'm calling that just the first wave of this thrust because obviously, we've just measured that the targets are ultimately much higher, longer term. They don't tell us when, but, this is the, our estimate of where Tesla will go. So let's just say that it's reasonable to lay with that wave 1, wave 2 here, which is the other bit that caught my eye. Wave 2 looks like it's in 3 waves, and at the moment it's contained within parallel lines. So again, 3 waves is a correction in Elliott. So after 3 waves, you normally expect the main trend to continue. So let's say the main trend was higher. We then correct in wave 2. How much did we correct in wave 2? Ideally, I'd like a little bit more than 38%. Actually, it's around 40% retracement or thereabout. So it's a bit small, but let's say there's some underlying bullishness in Tesla, and this thing is still working its way up, so it didn't retrace so much. It's plausible. The other thing about corrections is that they usually end up in the fourth wave of 1 degree less. So the 1 degree less was this purple wave four, fourth wave of the prior degree here. This wave two looks like it's ended within that fourth wave. So again, it's not unreasonable. And so you can see a lot of reasons here to, to get interested in Tesla. So what would I be looking for now? Firstly, it's not allowed to break, the low. What was the low? It's around 325. So I don't want to see prices below that. We're at 360 now or thereabouts. We certainly don't want to see prices form a new low, number one. Number two, we're at resistance. Why is it resistance? Because here you can see where my cursor is. In November last year, there were 2 times that it failed to break this level. It broke it eventually, but you can imagine now we've gone back below that level, that support becomes resistance. So it's resistance right now. So expect a little bit of a struggle at this level. Next thing, we will notice that this parallel channel, which I've drawn in, I hope you can see that. It's fairly faint, but that's the next point we want to see broken. And then we want to see the 78% retracement of the last leg of this three-leg move break. And we can talk about where that is when I get onto a smaller timescale. Let's have a quick look at that, 2-hourly. Where is the 78% retracement? So here you can see 78% is roughly at 380. And if this thing does work its way out of the triangle eventually, after a small retracement breaks its way out. So actually 380 or thereabouts is probably going to be, the point where it might exit the channel, I should say. And that channel will act as resistance, but it will then act as support. So hopefully if this thing is bullish, that it will break this parallel channel up, and then that channel will act as support on the way down. So that's what I'm looking at on Tesla. I mean, if there is one variation of this thing, which is still I've got as a triangle, but I've got the triangle ending earlier. So I still have the same sort of start of the triangle, wave A, wave B, wave C. And here instead of labeling that up there as wave D and wave E here, I'm labeling wave D as shorter and wave E as earlier. And then that just gives me a chance to call this, instead of wave D, so that's wave one. Then I've labeled that wave two. And instead of this being the first wave of the breakout, I'm saying that's wave three. And then this is a wave four rather than being a wave two. And of course, wave four, retracing 38% of the previous third wave, is again not unreasonable. This wave four ended up in the previous fourth wave of 1 lesser degree. The 1 lesser degree is the green, and that certainly ends here. So again, as I say, it's very plausible that there is some kind of support at this level. Very plausible. It's very explainable why price is sort of held at the 325 level, at least initially. And then, of course, we've got the same picture about it's got to break out the parallel channel. It's got to break 78%. It's got work to do. Yeah, I mean, we're at resistance still. But it's caught my eye. A, because we had that triangle formation beforehand. B, the correction looks 3 waves only at this stage. So whilst we're not overlapping wave one, if I haven't said it already, wave 4 is not allowed to overlap wave one, but we already said we don't want to see a new low. So I hope you can understand why Tesla caught my eye. Again, triangles, 3-wave moves, interesting setups, and hope you learned some more Elliott Wave here. Hope you found that was interesting. If you did, please like and share the video. And until the next video, See you soon.